What's Jabling Jables? I'm gonna post another video that's not what it's supposed to be. And you're gonna watch it because I'm Jack Black. That's right, I'm fucking throwing shit at Jack Black.
Now for our feature presentation.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of How About This Movie? Today we are going to be taking a look at the 1992 Sundance Film Festival movie, Reservoir Dogs. Carly, why don't you tell the folks a little bit about Sundance, for those who don't know at home?
The film festival is a festival put on by the Sundance Institute, who help independent filmmakers with either grants or with their labs and stuff, and can help or just put on an event for either competition or just premieres of independent filmmakers and their films, both American and international. It's held at the Park City Sundance Resort in Utah.
Yeah, with Sundance coming up, we thought we'd do some Sundance films. We've kind of missed the boat a little bit, so we're not going to get as many done as we would like. Like Carly said, we are from Utah, so Sundance is something, I don't want to say near and dear to our heart, but something that we've kind of all grown up around or hearing about, and we thought we would shine some light on some Sundance movies, because I know it is kind of going around the same time as like Oscar news and Oscar buzz, and we thought instead of following the Oscar trend, we would follow the Sundance trend. So we're going to do some Sundance movies for the next couple of episodes, and you can deal with it. Shout out for Reservoir Dogs goes to our good friend Chris. Good job, Chris. Thanks for watching. Tyson, who's in this movie?
Well...
Wait! Just kidding.
So Reservoir Dogs came out in September of 92.
That's when Columbus sailed the ocean blue?
No. I was 14 something.
How did it come out in September if it was a Sundance film?
I don't know. Maybe Sundance was at a different time back then. I don't know.
Could it have premiered at Sundance and then picked up by theaters?
Yeah, it probably premiered at the Sundance in 91 and then had its theatrical release in 92.
Or maybe earlier in 92.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, maybe possibly.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't do any research, but that would be my assumption, is that it premiered at Sundance and then made its theatrical release in September 92.
Okay.
I did like surface level research.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the level of commitment we have.
So, directed by Quentin Tarantino, who did stuff like The Kill Bills and Pulp Fiction.
This was his first, wasn't it?
I believe so.
It was the Sundance Film Festival that's like, people started knowing who he was and whatnot.
Like, oh, this guy's pretty good. Yeah, it stars Harvey Keitel, Tim Roth, Michael Madsen, Chris Penn, Steve Buscemi.
Have to shout out Steve Buscemi.
Yep.
Love Steve Buscemi.
Lawrence Tierney, Edward Bunker, and Quentin Tarantino is also in it as an actor. Director.
Who was Quentin Tarantino in the movie?
Mr.
Blue? Or was he Mr. Brown?
He's Mr. Brown because he has the little monologue about that being Mr. Shit.
Yeah. Mr. Brown.
Well, Pink is like being Mr. Pussy, so.
Funny you say that, because Quentin Tarantino did actually want to play Mr. Pink. He was pretty much set on it until Steve Buscemi auditioned. He let other people audition, but was pretty much set on playing Mr. Pink. So, yeah. There you go. Reservoir Dogs is about a ragtag group of criminals. I don't really know the best way to describe that group of criminals. But it's a group that doesn't work together often. They've all done jobs for the main organizer of the heist. So he knows all of them pretty well. Simple jewelry job that goes wrong, and then them kind of figuring out what the hell caused it to go wrong at the end. Anything you guys would like to add to the plot?
A note from when we were watching it, because I'm not a big Tarantino fan. I think a lot of times Tarantino keeps himself from making good movies. However, this movie I actually really enjoyed the direction of, because the whole movie was about an event that you don't see. It'll cut back to before the event, it'll cut to after the event, everybody's speculating on the event, but you don't actually get to see that event and the resolution of it. And I thought that was really entertaining because there's a lot of focus on like the in-between boring parts cut together, all about like what would have been a really crazy action sequence. So he's like, let's take the big, crazy action story, take the action
completely out of the movie.
Other than like the resolution of it.
Yeah.
Because there's still a lot of action in it, but the big shootout that they all talk about, we don't see.
Yeah. It's true.
Spoilers.
This movie came out in 92. If you haven't seen it, fuck you.
That rhymed.
That is our motto here at How About This Movie.
Yep.
Even for movies that didn't come out in 92.
It's true.
Yeah. I also thought that was really cool. It just reminds me of other things I've seen where they don't necessarily have the budget to film the event. And it's just kind of like, well, we have to do a great job painting the picture. So it has to be well written, it has to be well directed, it has to be well acted. And I really respect that. Because I'll watch a well written, well directed, well acted movie 100 times before I'll watch a big action explosion stupid
Fest.
Yeah.
So Tarantino's later works, you're saying. Once he has the budget for a big murder scene, then you have Kill Bill.
Yeah, could you imagine how bloody this movie would have been if he had Kill Bill money? Like, that bank heist scene... It's not a bank. That heist scene would have been like 45 minutes long and everyone would have been shot in the stomach, the head, and the balls, probably.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think the first thing that we'd notice is that the fucking movie's an extra half hour to 45 minutes longer.
Because that's my thing with Tarantino movies is all the Tarantino movies I've seen, I think are good movies. But I don't like his movies. I feel like he intentionally ruins them by going over the top with stupid gore and just unnecessary shit. I don't find that entertaining. I find it a detraction from an otherwise good movie.
See, I feel like he does that on purpose, even though he knows it'll irk people. Because he has to have some... Having, like, the huge gore and shit, you know, there's movies that are all just gore. And there's movies that are all just, like, dramatic acting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He kind of, like...
Dramatic.
Dramatic,
yeah. As I call it, yeah.
He will have these really well-acted scenes, this really well-written script and everything like that, and then he'll just kind of throw people off with intense gore.
Yeah.
And, like, over-the-top action.
Yeah.
Which I think... That's why I like Tarantino movies. That's why Tarantino's one of my favorite actors, because I like dramatic acting, and I like action and gore. And then he brings them together.
And I think that's just why I don't like him, because even though I do like both those things, I don't know if I don't feel like he does them well. Or
I feel like he does it in such a fuck you if you don't like this type of way.
Yeah.
Like a in your face, not like I'm going to mesh them together to where they're beautifully seamless. It's take this, what would have been a really good movie, and stupid amounts of gore, and just be like shoving it in people's faces if they don't like it.
Well, having gore in the movie doesn't take away from the good parts of the movie. I feel like it
does
just
cheapen
adds
it,
on.
I feel like.
See, I disagree with that. I don't feel like it cheapens it. I think it adds to it. I don't think it like adds more seriousness or more like thought-provoking shit to it, but I do think it adds to the movie.
But they're like parts of like the Django Unchained. It could have been a really good movie if Tarantino didn't have to be so fuck you about it.
See, and I'm pretty much 100% on board with you, but I also respect a man who's carved out roughly a 30-year career just saying, fuck you, I'm going to make exactly what I want. Even though I think what he's making isn't very good.
Yeah,
he has carved out a terrific, illustrious 30-year career making just great movies that he ruins. Because, yeah, I watched, what's Django Unchained, a 6-hour-long movie, something like that?
No, it's like 2 hours.
Okay, so it's like 6.5 hours long. I watched the first 6 hours of that movie, and I loved it. And then he just crammed all his fuck you right at the end. And I was just like, this is dumb. This is stupid. I'll watch Django Unchained again. I'll just turn it off early.
He definitely set himself apart.
Like, he shoots that dude in the foot, and his foot explodes into an entire geyser of blood. We're not going to get into Django Unchained. I'll let you finish your point. We're not going to get into Django Unchained, but I don't like Quentin Tarantino.
He definitely set himself apart. He definitely made a name for himself. I just...
No.
I'm not a fan of the way he likes to do the gore parts of it, but I can respect a lot of the directorial aspects he has of his movies, much like Reservoir Dogs. Yeah. And the one with John Travolta.
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction.
Love that movie.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a wall here. Okay, so it's not just between us, you guys. So there's a wall. There's two sides of the wall.
And who's going to pay for
one
it?
Side, we're going to make Mexico pay for it. There's a wall, two sides of the wall.
Yeah.
One side, there's people who don't like Quentin Tarantino movies.
And
on the other side, there's people that
are
who
right.
love Quentin Tarantino movies.
Nobody's
right or wrong.
I thought he was going to be mean here.
Yeah, this is subjective.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is subjective. If anybody gets mad at somebody who doesn't like something or who does like something, then
they must be on the internet.
Yeah. It must be the average internet user.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah, like, see, I love Django Unchained. I love it. Hateful Eight. I love the Kill Bills. I love Pulp Fiction. I love Reservoir Dogs. I love Quentin Tarantino movies. Robert Rodriguez is the same way. I love Robert Rodriguez.
I like your point, though, about meshing the action and the gore and the dramatic acting. It doesn't work for me when he does it. Because I think that would be something I could be into. I don't know if it's just because it's so over the top or what it is. Excuse me. But it doesn't work for me when he does it.
I think
but it's not a bad point you've made, because it is a good blend of, like, because most people like good acting. Most people like good writing. Most people like explosions. Most people like a little bit of, like, over-the-top fun. Like, it should make for just banger after banger. And it just doesn't resonate with me, I guess.
Yeah.
The point I was going to make is I think a lot of what made me not like that aspect about him was interviews Quentin Tarantino did where he tries to irk people with the gore in his films. And I feel like if you're just trying to upset people and not trying to make the best movie you can, it's just kind of dumb.
Yeah. But I didn't think it was a problem in this movie. I thought this movie was awesome.
Yeah, this movie was really, really well done.
I think
and less
it wasn't over-the-top gore, but there was definitely a lot of blood. But
Yeah.
none of it ever felt, like, stupid over the top.
There was a couple of scenes where it was a little over the top on the action.
There was one scene where there was a man who was basically dead, and then he shoots another man and has basically completely revitalized and isn't almost fully dead. That's pretty weird.
That's a lot of action movies, though.
I don't know how that works.
Adrenaline.
Yeah.
And when you're shot and you're just slowly bleeding out, you can go up and down.
Think so?
Mm-hmm.
Should we test it? Should we shoot me in the stomach and see how it goes?
No.
Yeah.
Shoot me in the stomach.
The Mexican standoff was hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can say that word anymore.
Isn't that a technical term?
That's a term, Mexican standoff.
I was talking about hilarious.
Oh. Well.
I'm being a douche. What was the budget, Tyson? Tyson. What was the budget?
The budget was about 1.2 million.
That's not a lot.
No, not a lot.
No.
Not a lot. It's not the least that we've seen
No.
on this podcast, but it's
Not
definitely
a lot.
not the most.
No.
What was the most, like 50 billion? Or 50 million, I should say.
It's
Not 50 billion.
probably Jumanji. Probably whatever Jumanji was. I think Jumanji was probably like 60, 70 million. It's probably that.
Yeah.
It definitely wasn't Holmes and Watson.
And 1.2 million is probably a little bit more in the 90s than it was now.
Yeah.
But
sure.
still.
For sure.
But yeah, I think even like Tombstone spent more than Reservoir Dogs by a good portion.
Mm-hmm.
Like 10 times or something like that. So
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
It did double its budget, though.
Which is a plus.
Yep.
But it's easy to budget or double your budget when your budget is $6.
Yeah.
But
I could probably make a $6 movie and
Yeah.
get $12 for it immediately.
Yeah, I would give you $12 for it.
Yeah.
And then we'd be like, suck it, Quentin Tarantino, we did it too.
Be like 30 seconds long, but it'd be a $6 movie.
That is not the point. Will you work for scale? I don't know what scale is, but will you work for scale?
Well, opening weekend was $147,000.
That's almost their friggin' budget right there.
That's like
A tenth of the way.
yeah, like a tenth of their budget, almost, or just a little over.
Psh, that's not too bad. Don't be a dick. This is the 90s. It was probably in like 4 theaters.
But then
Okay, it's
after a
probably
few
more
years,
than
it
that,
became the movie to see, right?
Yeah, it was.
It definitely became a movie to see.
Breakout movie for Quentin Tarantino for sure.
I don't have a whole lot budget wise. It's just other than it was the 160th highest grossing movie of 1992.
Is that comparing it to other Sundance movies or comparing it to all the movies?
Comparing it to all the movies.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
It's yeah. I think probably all of the Sundance movies that we're gonna do are gonna be pretty low.
Yeah. All other Sundance movies that we've done have been pretty low on the list. So I would be very surprised. I think there's only one on the list that's not going to be low.
Did it win anything at Sundance?
I don't know. Did it?
It's won like I think it won like 12 awards.
In 1992, it won Grand Jury Prize, the dramatic category,
I don't know what the Grand Jury Prize is.
at Sundance. I guess it's just a judged, like, the judges are like, this was our favorite dramatic movie.
Alright. So in 1992, it won the Grand Jury Prize for dramatic
At Sundance.
at Sundance. Why not documentary?
I think he submitted it in the wrong category.
Idiot. What was your favorite scene?
My favorite scene is
Sorry, I'm fucking up loud.
So there's a bunch of like very calm nothing scenes
Yeah.
and then just like crazy action scenes. But Buscemi talking about how he doesn't believe in tipping, I think is a good scene because they're all just like nonchalant eating breakfast.
Yeah.
That is a good scene. And then at the end, I think it's Mr. Orange who's like, nope, he's convinced me. Give me my $1 back. Like, no, tip. Don't be a jerk.
And the dude's like, I paid for your breakfast. You should tip. And he's like, okay, just because you paid.
But normally I wouldn't do this. Like, jackass, tip. Don't be a jerk. Tip. Servers make $4 an hour. So you don't have to cook tonight. You can tip. Jackass. That is a good scene, though.
Damn it.
He makes some really good points.
Steve.
Makes me think about not tipping, too. Tyson, what's your favorite scene in the movie?
Probably when Mr. Blonde first arrives at the warehouse, and they have that tension.
Yeah.
You know, when Mr. White and Mr. Pink were fighting each other. Mr. Blonde's just standing there drinking a soda.
I would love a fucking soda right now.
And he's like,
You gonna bark, little doggy? You gonna bite?
Yeah. Yeah. I saw that line when I was looking for quotes to use at the end.
follow me in my car. There's something you might like.
What about you, Daxter? What's your favorite scene?
So, not the torture scene, but the scene right before the torture
The
scene.
dancing scene?
When he's dancing and having a good time.
That straight razor?
And then he starts to torture that guy, and I don't love that.
Yeah.
But it was also kind of funny when he was talking into his ear from across the room. Do you hear this? It's like Almost Heroes reference, but probably not, because I think Almost Heroes is newer than Reservoir Dogs.
Possibly. It might have come out in the same year.
Right around the same time. But it was funny in both movies, so I don't give a shit. What would you score this movie and would you recommend it?
I would score it like a solid 8.5 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
I would recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty solid movie.
Anything else before I move on? Don't touch my pen. I mean my microphone. Tyson, what would you score this movie and would you recommend it?
I'd also say 8 out of 10, and I would recommend it.
Well,
It's a
that's
great
good.
movie.
That's good.
Yep. How about you, Daxton?
I would give it a 1 out of 10, and I would not recommend it.
That was
This
2
movie
lies.
is utter dog shit.
Lying through your teeth right now.
I would probably say like a 7, maybe a 6.5, but probably like a 7, but maybe a 6.5.
Really?
But probably like a 7. And I would definitely recommend it. It was good.
Fun facts. We got some facts and they're fun.
Fun facts.
They're facts and they're fun.
Yeah. The budget was so low,
No,
How
it
low was it?
wasn't.
the actors provided most of their own wardrobe. The budget was so low,
You keep
How low
saying
was
that, but
it?
it's 1.2 million.
they couldn't afford police assistance for traffic control. It was filmed in 35 days.
Those are pretty good facts.
Thanks.
I'm pretty solid.
Well, thank you for watching. I'm going to talk the rest of the time with my hands closed. Thank you for watching this episode of How About This Movie. We are approaching 100 subscribers, so just a quick reminder, 100 subscribers does get a dog reveal. We will reveal one of our 3 dogs for 100 subscribers. So tell your friends to tell their friends to tell their friends. And if one of those people subscribe, we'll be that much closer. Because that's how math works.
Because who doesn't want to see a cute dog? All of our dogs are cute.
It's true. Our dogs are like most other dogs. Cute.
And good boys. And girl.
As always, like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below about whether or not you hate Quentin Tarantino or love him. And leave a comment down below on what movie we should watch next. Make sure to follow us on all the social medias. I almost forgot that. That's really important. It's at Jecll Studios on everything. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I still spell Jecll for you guys.
It's a weird spelling.
It's Jecll.
Like this video if you've ever watched a movie ever.
It's true. Do that. Also, like this video if you have never watched a movie ever.
Yeah,
Also,
we want to be able to gauge how many people have watched a movie or not. So just like the video.
like this video if you're alive or dead right now.
Yeah.
Or at any other time in your life have been alive or dead.
Fuck it. Ghost credit.
Next week,
Next video in 10 minutes from now.
American Psycho. That's it.
That's it.
Thanks for watching, and as always, fuck you. I'm dying here.